we talk a little bit about the different styles of presidents, and of course, as Connor was touching on, a very different approach to government spending under Ronald Reagan versus Joe Biden. This might ring a bell.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
All right. Now, government is the solution. That's the approach that Joe Biden is taking. Now, both presidents, of course, beefed up a good deal of spending. Remember the deficits, for whatever you think of the boom that we had, and we had a very big boom under Ronald Reagan. The deficits really ballooned during that period. It wasn't that a lot of revenue wasn't coming into Washington. Of course, they spent that extra revenue and then some, and the deficits ensued, as they did almost nonstop, say maybe the last couple of years of Bill Clinton. But bottom line, that's been sort of like the way things go in Washington. Joe Lieberman joins us right now, the former Connecticut Senator, former Democratic vice presidential candidate, 2000. You know, I'm just curious, you know, when we look at all these developments, Senator, and we see all the spending that's been going on, you could argue over, you know, who spent more and did what. But the fact is, the approach that Joe Biden is taking is that government is not the enemy. It is not the source of the problem. It is the solution. It is the cure for a lot of our problems. That is pretty accurate.
Yeah, well, this is a really important debate, and we've had it in our country for decades. And there's no question that President Reagan was transformational and really represented change when he said government is not the solution. I think a really important in-between step between, you might say, Reagan on one hand and then Obama, Biden on another, Trump somewhere in his own unconventional in-between, was President Clinton, whose signature line on domestic policy before Congress one evening was, "The era of big government is over." In other words, the era of government is not over. The American people need some government, but the government can't be too big. And that's a real message, I think, now for President Biden to listen to. He's come in as president at a real tough time. I mean, obviously, the pandemic and the collapse of the economy during the pandemic, which was much more severe than what President Reagan faced when he came in. But I think President Biden really should focus on those two big challenges and overcome them: the virus, which we're overcoming, and the economy, which is bouncing back. And don't go back to government that suggests that they can answer all the problems and pay for it or not pay for it. They can't. And when you don't pay for it, the debt rises. It's now, Neil, hard to believe, over $28 trillion. And our kids and their kids and their kids and their kids are going to be paying for it. I think we got to put the brakes on a little bit here and focus on the essential.
You know, you got to wonder, though, whether you mentioned, you know, Bill Clinton when, you know, he said that the era of big government is over. Of course, he was humbled by the midterm elections that year that brought Newt Gingrich and Republicans to power in the House. But he worked with them. And there's no sign here that the two parties are going to be working on pretty much anything as things stand. So I can't imagine getting this under control, or at least attempting to, is going to happen here.
Well, it's a real challenge. I mean, your reference to the midterm or the elections actually in '94 that brought in the Republican majority in the House and Newt Gingrich as the new speaker, people thought that nothing would get done. But President Clinton and Speaker Gingrich, one on the center left, the other, I'd say, on the center right, or maybe far further right, figured out how to come to the center and negotiate and compromise. They got welfare reform done, criminal reform, and the biggest of all, they passed the Balanced Budget Act of 1997, which, as you said earlier, Neil, actually balanced the budget for the last 3 years of the Clinton administration. That's what really would be best for America. Now, I'm really encouraged that the Senate Republican group is now raising the infrastructure bill cost to about $1 trillion. I hope they pay for it, and I hope President Biden and the Democrats accept it. because it's not only a lot of money, $1 trillion, way beyond any single bill I voted for on appropriations in my 24 years in the Senate, but it would really be good for our country if people saw both parties, White House and Congress, working together to do something good for the country.
Well, on paper, that sounds great. We'll see. We're nowhere near that right now, Joe. I hear you.
I think this is a real opportunity, and I hope President Biden seizes it, and we have an agreement on infrastructure. It will be good for all of us and for the country, the economy.
Joe Lieberman, great catching up with you, my friend. Be well. Have a wonderful summer.
Thank you. Good day.